Hello and welcome to another Weekly Wisdom. So for this Weekly Wisdom, we're going to look at how to actually build an SEO strategy. Now, to do that, we need to look at the main pillars of SEO, which are technical, on-page, and off-page. Now, from here, inside of each of the pillars, we have to categorize them based on themes that apply to the research and evaluation stages that we've already done. Now, this assumes we've done things like our keyword research, our gap analysis, tech audit, backlink analysis, competitor audit, the whole thing. So I'm just going to make up the research data to show you how to start thinking about SEO strategy. Now, before we actually get into building the strategy, we need to apply a cash value to each of the parts of the strategy. So a lot of you are going to be like, well, that's kind of impossible. We don't know the real world outcome of broad optimizations. And to be honest, I would agree with you. However, it is your job to talk to the client and agree a ballpark calculation so you can agree on a hierarchy of value. Now, the easiest way to do this is just to pull GA data for each subfolder and work out average transactions or lead value per URL so you can get a rough idea of, based on the optimizations, what the cash value is going to be. Okay, so let's, without further ado, get into it. Alright, so first and foremost, we're going to need to work out how much money the client's going to make if we make these fixes. And the way we do that is really simple. So what you can see here is we've broken it down by topic. So if you go into GA and look at all the different subfolders and get the URLs that sit underneath the subfolders and then pull out the revenue information, we can start to work out a relative value for each of the URLs on the website. So let's get into that now. So we're assuming topic 1, it's got 10 URLs in it, and when we pull down the revenue for all those URLs combined, it is £100. So that would mean that revenue per URL is £10. Similarly, topic 2, 25 URLs and 100, we can just start filling these in a lot quicker. So 2 and 1. So we're going to use this as the basis for everything we're going to do. So when we look at our on-page, our technical, and also our backlink stuff, we're going to start using this as a basic framework to apply cash values to the fixes we're going to make so we can eventually plot them all together and see what one we should do first according to the actual business value. Alright, so when it comes to optimizing the content, there's a couple of things we will typically do. We'll either delete the pages if you've got too many and they're cannibalizing each other. We can maybe just optimize them and make them rank a little bit better. We can merge them together if you've got multiple things on the same topics that we can put in the same page. Or we might just create brand new pages altogether. But when it comes to making these decisions, what do you start with? Do you just go make new content? Do you just start deleting stuff? Well, if you use the framework we've just went through, this will help you decide what one to start with. So we've got all our topics as we did before, 1 through 4, and the volume is the amount of pages that we've decided in our audit that we're either going to delete, merge, optimize, or create. So what you can start doing is, based on the old values, you can just start multiplying them. So we know that topic 1 had a value of 10 and it's got 10 things we want to delete. So potentially that's going to be worth £100 to the client. The next one's got a value of 5. That means 5 URLs under topic 2 we want to delete. That had a value of 4, so that's 20. And you can see that we can start putting all this stuff together and ultimately getting a big overarching value for the pages we need to delete, merge, optimize, or create, so we can pick the one that makes the most financial sense. And then when we move on to the technical auditing side of things. Now, if you've not seen our framework before, we've got a Weekly Wisdom video where I go through our entire technical auditing framework if you want to get an idea of what we're going at here. And also if you join the Semrush Academy, I've done a full course, it's about 5 hours long, about how to use the site audit tool and using this exact framework. So we would take this framework and plug it back into the exact business cases we've just done before. So here we are, a very familiar table, but instead of it the content we're going to optimize or delete or merge is all of the different major technical categories. So hygiene, which is fixing broken links and 404s, organization, which is like page structure and things like that, page power, which is internal linking, and then things like speed and all the other things that are kind of categorized as larger topics. So as you can see here, again, we've split it out by topic, which is essentially the subfolder. So subfolder 1, 2, 3, 4, and based on what we've already decided from GA, the amount of money that's associated with them, we can start taking the number of technical issues under each of these and multiplying them by the value contained within each of these subfolders to again get a cash value to feed into the main strategy. So that would look something like, let's say we've got 1,000 potential hygiene issues across the entire site. So this might end up being £3,000 of value, and let's say we've got the same with organisation. So you can see how we can start building this up, and very quickly when we speak to the client about what's going on and what they need to fix first, we can give them real-ish cash value incentives to make the fixes on their site. Okay, and lastly what we're going to be doing here is taking all of this information together. We're going to plot it on a diagram which looks at value in the bottom and difficulty on the top. So the reason why we want to do this is because I want to show the client how hard it's going to be to implement this stuff, and if they do implement it, what the reward is going to be for doing that. Now, if value is going across the horizontal axis and difficulty is going on the vertical axis, in this instance, it's actually going to be fixing this bit here, which is content number 2. So topic 2 of content has actually got the highest value and the lowest difficulty. However, what we can see is that these guys here, tech 1 and 2, also have a lot of value to them, but they're much, much harder to implement. So at that point, you would need to have a discussion with the client to say, well, we can see that tech 1 from the strategy is worth about £5,000 if you make the fix, and tech 2 is worth, let's say, £7,000. Now, one is easier than the other to fix, and we need to then look at their business and what their priorities are really. So you can see that we're looking at the entire research and evaluation we've done, from the audit to the keyword research, you name it. We're plotting it in a way that the client can easily understand and see a direct cause and effect value. Now, like we said at the start, it's not perfect, and you will need to get the client to agree on what the value is under each of these subfolders, but now you've got a proper framework to build SEO strategy, and you can, instead of doing the usual starting with your titles and descriptions and all that stuff, you know actually the most value for your client is content optimization under topic number 2. That's everything for this week's Weekly Wisdom. I'd really love to know, how do you do your SEO strategies? Please do leave a comment down below, and I'll be jumping in and out of them over the next couple of days. But until next time, we will see you later.